A small community in Tyler County and a large community of postal workers in Southeast Texas are mourning the death of a young rural mail truck driver. For tonight's Fox Focus, we are learning details about the mail truck driver killed in a crash in Hardin County, as many are questioning just how safe is the intersection where he was killed. The DPS revealing to Fox Southeast Texas, 26-year-old Chase Swaney of Warren lost his life in a collision late Tuesday afternoon. Chase was a Warren High School graduate. This photo from the yearbook provided to Fox Southeast Texas. He died in a crash late yesterday afternoon in Hardin County at the intersection of U.S. Highway 69 and State Highway 327 between Kountze and Lumberton. State troopers telling us the preliminary investigation shows Swanier was driving his mail truck west on 327 about 4:30 yesterday afternoon, and he reportedly disregarded the stop sign at the intersection with Highway 69. He pulled into the path of a Ford F-350 pickup truck pulled in a lowboy trailer traveling north on Highway 69. The pickup truck crashed into Chase's mail truck on the driver's side. He died at the hospital. The other driver and 3 passengers, including a 13-year-old, were not seriously hurt. And late today, the U.S. Postal Service released a statement to Fox Southeast Texas telling us Chase worked at the post office in Silsbee. They're offering counseling services to post office employees. The statement adds they are deeply saddened by the tragic loss of a member of the Postal Service family. Fox reporter Taylor Justice talked to those who knew Swanier well at Warren School District, where he graduated in 2018.
Educators at the Warren Independent School District are opening up the yearbooks, remembering a 2018 graduate described as bright, humble, and kind. I
can honestly say that the fact that he walked our halls made our school a better place.
He had a smile and an air about him that he was a unique individual and a good guy.
26-year-old Chase Swaney lost his life in a crash on Tuesday while working as a mail carrier in Hardin County. His mail delivery truck collided with a pickup truck at a highway intersection, and he later died at a hospital. The impact rippling through the Warren community, where he was known by many.
His memory doesn't get lost here. I mean, because he's so close to everybody. Everybody in the school knew Chase. When I found out about it, I was totally shocked. You never want to hear about the loss of a student.
His former coach says Chase was a great athlete and teammate. He played football, basketball, ran track, and was on the powerlifting team.
He was the kind of athlete that you want to walk through the door, you want to coach him. He was going to go out and give you what he had, the way you wanted it.
When Chase wasn't on the field or the court, his former principal says he was participating in a multitude of extracurriculars, including the FFA program and the UIL academic mathematics team.
He was always willing to speak and say hello and wear that smile and just showed a good positive attitude.
What I remember about him, he wasn't real concerned what others thought other than just doing the correct thing in life.
They say that's just who Chase was, and he would always be seen wearing a contagious smile.
And Warren ISD says it extends its condolences to Chase's family, and everyone's hearts and prayers go out to them. And we've seen a lot of comments from Fox Southeast Texas viewers discussing what they call a dangerous intersection. Let's take a look at the intersection in question and break down what unfolded in this accident. On the map, you can see the intersection of US 69 and State Highway 327. The postal truck was traveling west on 327 and reportedly disregarded the stop sign here at the intersection. The Ford F-350 that was towing a lowboy trailer was traveling north on US 69 when the postal truck pulled into its path, according to the DPS, and was struck on the driver's side. Though we do not know exactly how fast the F-350 was driving, the speed limit on that portion of US 69 is 65 miles per hour. Now let's take a look at some of the comments we've received and also how little protection these mail trucks seem to provide. And here are some comments here. We have Johnny saying that intersection is a convoluted mess. Prayers for the family. Joni says, saw one today, mail vehicle wrecked in another county. What on earth? Prayers for everyone. Deborah, that's a rough intersection. So many misjudge how long it takes to get across. A lot of people tonight also extending their prayers to the family. And tonight, Fox Southeast Texas reporter Iman Abraham talked to people who say the intersection is very dangerous. She joins us live in studio with what they had to say. Iman.
Yes, Erica, people we spoke with are concerned that another deadly accident could happen again. Drivers traveling on U.S. Highway 69 at State Highway 327 say it can be dangerous. Some say they have seen people die at that intersection. Late Tuesday afternoon, 26-year-old Chase Swaney died after state troopers say he disregarded the stop sign at 327 and drove his postal truck into the path of a pickup. Two people told us they saw the crash and they've seen others at the same intersection.
People coming from 327 and come to the Highway 69, I saw only stop sign and there is no flashing sign, no flashing stop sign. And just people miss the stop sign, and I witnessed many accidents here, and many people died already over here on that intersection.
Funeral arrangements for Chase Swaney are pending. Reporting live in studio, Iman Abraham, Fox Southeast Texas. Erica, back to you.
Thank you, Iman. A very tragic story. Now, let's take a look at tonight's Fox Focus poll. We're discussing safety at the intersection of U.S. Highway 69 and Highway 327. The question, what would make the intersection at U.S. 69 and Highway 327 safer? You can scan the QR code on your screen or find the poll on our KFDM Facebook page to cast your vote. And don't forget to leave us a comment sharing your opinion, and we'll discuss the results later in the show. And we've heard an outcry from people expressing that there should be a traffic light installed at this intersection rather than a stop sign. But what are the requirements and steps that come with installing a new traffic light? Fox Southeast Texas producer Courtney Knight did some digging to find out for us, and here's what she found. According to state guidelines, TxDOT can only install and maintain signals on state-maintained highways, typically labeled FM for farm to market, SH for state highway, US highway, or IH for interstate highway. And before installation can be considered, TxDOT must perform a formal engineering study to determine if the intersection meets any of the warrants in the Texas Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices. These warrants are used to determine if a traffic signal is justified. Typical warrants include number of vehicles using the intersection, difficulty entering or crossing the intersection, high crash history, pedestrian volumes, and traffic flow. If the data doesn't meet at least one warrant, TxDOT cannot legally install a signal. If warrants are met, engineers then begin working on a layout of signal type and timing. TxDOT district traffic engineers must approve the installation and identify funding sources before construction can even begin. The time range it takes from the initial request to the time of installation is typically 6 months to a year. Another question comes to mind following this horrific accident. How many postal workers lose their lives while on duty? Our producer Courtney Knight took a deeper dive to find some answers for this question as well. According to the American Postal Workers Union, in 2019, there were 15 postal employees killed on the job. And they state that this was more than all other federal agencies combined for that year. Also, according to the APWU, in fiscal year 2023, the United States Postal Service reported 5 employees killed while on the job. The causes of death vary from vehicle crashes to homicides and falls. But the number one cause of postal worker deaths is reportedly, you guessed it, motor vehicle crashes, with 66% of the occupational deaths coming from vehicle accidents and homicides, and that's according to the CDC. Alrighty, it's time now to discuss the results of our Fox Focus poll. We're discussing intersection safety at U.S. Highway 69 and Highway 327. The question, what would make the intersection at U.S. 69 and Highway 327 safer? And taking a look at the current results, we received over 100 votes and 37% of the audience voting that adding a traffic light would improve safety. 11% voting that lowering the speed limit would improve safety, 2% voting that increasing police presence would make it safer, and 50% of the audience voting that it is driver error and that nothing would make this intersection safer. Now let's take a look at some of the comments we received from tonight's Fox Focus poll. And let's see here. Russell says a traffic light. Yeah, over 30% of you agree with Russell. Angelina say drivers paying attention. I'm at this intersection twice a day, every day, and have had no issues. And Courtney says if people would just get off their phones and pay attention to the traffic signs, and she goes on to say that will make it much safer. And one more, Dennis says cut down the small trees. They block line of sight for oncoming and merging traffic. Thank you so much for your comments and join the conversation. Make sure to stay up to date online at foxsoutheasttexas.com and on the KFDM Facebook page to see the daily poll. And don't forget to vote and leave us a comment as well, and we'll go over the results every night. Now, more interviews from residents who say this isn't the first time they've witnessed crashes at this intersection.
It's happened there several times. It's not as frequent as you would think, but I think like a caution light or something there would be beneficial. If someone's not paying attention, then they could actually, 1 second's all it takes. If you're not paying attention and you're looking down at your phone or looking here, all it takes is you pull out and you get hit. So yeah, I do think that that is a bad intersection. I worry about my kids, they're young, and if they're not paying attention or if another driver's not paying attention, absolutely it's a concern.
Too many people getting hurt and killed. And right here, they seen it all. It was 4, 5 trucks, ambulance, everything with flashing lights.